Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Katie with John Henry's and we're back with another great recipe for the new year. Today we're going to do some smoked cheddar and turkey sliders. So it's featuring both our ground turkey and our smoked cheddar cheese. So let's get going. So you can find this recipe on our recipe corner at our website, or you can also click the link below in the description area. But we're gonna take 1.5 to 2 pounds of our ground turkey. Our ground turkey is a mixture of light and dark meat. And so we grind the boneless, skinless turkey breast and boneless, skinless turkey thigh meat together. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in a bowl. Many of you know that our turkeys are all out on pasture, spending their days out in the sun, and even sometimes the snow when it gets cold. But they do have a nice barn they can go into if the weather gets too bad. But that does mean that our turkey is nice and lean from active, healthy turkeys. So now that that's ready, and in our bowl here, we're gonna go ahead and shred some of our smoked cheddar cheese. This cheese is from a cheese house up in Lakeview, Michigan, which is about 2 hours north of us. And it's a very, very small cheese house. They actually go around to local Amish farms and pick up the cheese from the farmers. And they usually have between 4 and 8 cows that they hand milk each day. So it's some really good cheese. And I'm just going to go ahead and grate that. We need about a cup to be put in with our ground turkey. The smoked cheddar is one of our most popular cheeses, actually. Because of the smoky flavor, it adds so much to any dish that you put it in. So we're gonna actually, as you can see, I've got probably a little bit more than a cup, but the recipe usually calls for 1.5 pounds of ground turkey. And since I used 2, we're gonna add just a little bit extra cheese. So you're gonna go ahead and dump that into your bowl with your ground turkey. If you would rather, you can mix the ground turkey and the cheese in a Ziploc bag if you don't want to get your hands dirty when mixing everything together. So next I'm going to need to add my seasonings. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. So just add that in there. And a little bit of pepper. And then I'm going to use a steak seasoning. And that will add some garlic and some pepper, probably a little bit more salt, a couple different herbs. And I really like this roasted garlic and herb seasoning here from Weber. This is something you can pick up at a local grocery store. And I'm gonna put about a tablespoon into my bowl here with my cheese, salt and pepper, and ground turkey. I'm gonna put a little bit more in for good measure. All right, this is ready to mix up. So you can either get your hands dirty or, like I said, use a Ziploc bag, whatever works good for you. But today I'm gonna use my hands. And I'm gonna really mix the turkey and the cheese and the seasoning, because when we make these into little sliders, it's going to be amazing. The cheese is going to melt in there with all of the seasoning and the flavor. It's going to be great. Now that everything is thoroughly combined, we're gonna go ahead and make little slider patties. All right, this is the last one. We're then going to wash our hands and get ready to fry them up here on the stovetop. You can also grill them if you like for about 5 to 7 minutes on each side, and they turn out great there as well. So let's get cooking. And we're back to start cooking. Let's go ahead and light the stove. We're gonna turn it on to medium-high heat. I have this really nice ceramic nonstick pan that I like to use to do any of my frying in, so we don't really need to add much moisture or oil or anything like that to the pan. I'm just gonna let it heat up for just a second, and then we're going to put these burgers on the pan. If you are really enjoying these videos though, please consider liking and subscribing to us. All right, I'm going to get these cooking in the pan. As you can see, they are super delicious looking with all of the smoked cheddar throughout. Plus we have the delicious seasoning blend we're using. Ooh, they are going to be yummy. And if your family isn't a huge fan of sliders, you can do regular size burgers as well. It's totally up to you. Or meatballs. Sometimes I like to just change it up. So while my burger patties are cooking, I am going to go ahead and slice up our toppings. We've got a delicious tomato and onion we're gonna top our burger sliders with. Now that our toppings are about done, we just have to wait for our burgers to finish cooking. Oh my goodness, they smell so good. Wow, really good. You can really smell that smoky flavor from that smoked cheddar cheese. I really wish that you could smell how good this smells, but you can visit the description below to find a link that will lead you right to this recipe in our recipe corner on our website. Go check it out. All right, our burgers are just about ready, so let's go ahead and assemble our slider. There's these cute little slider buns, or you can use dinner rolls. Those make really great slider buns as well. And I'm going to have my little tomato and onion slice. It's gonna be so pretty. And then pull one of these little sliders out of the pan. Oh my goodness. And you can top with whatever other sauces or things that you'd like. Oh my goodness. It's just, that onion just jumped right off there. And there you go. Isn't this so cute? Look at this adorable little slider, ready to go for your family's dinner, or maybe a party if you're having something for Super Bowl or March Madness. It's a good recipe to keep on hand for a quick, easy meal. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for supporting our farm.
Mr. Clumsy over here.
I'm so sorry. I'm okay. If you would rather, I'm gonna put a little bit more in for good measure. All right, that's ready to go.
Here's the club. Didn't know you hired Jerry Lewis.